Hi, Ray. Scott from HeyUGuys. Lovely to meet you. Congratulations on the film. It's a wonderful story of the power of selflessness. How important do you think a story like this is at any time, but particularly in current climates?
I felt like this was a very contemporary movie in terms of what I could do with it cinematically, in terms of really transporting people to the place, the experience of the diving, but also on a thematic level to just underscore, a undeniably true, because it's very much in people's memory, event of the world coming together and making something miraculous happen.
In terms of your career, I mean, you've made some big movies, some smaller movies. How did this experience in doing something like this with the diving and being in the caves, was this the most challenging thing you've done, or is it up there?
Oh, it was up there. I don't know. I've met a lot of challenges, some more successfully than others. Every movie offers challenges. One of them, though, was the cultural aspect. This is the most I've ever had of like another language in one of my movies. About almost 25%, 30% of this movie is in Thai. And it was important to get that right, get that language right, represent the culture, not in some quaint sort of Western perspective, but in a very immediate, contemporary Thai sort of context.
Yeah.
And so that was a challenge, but one I welcomed. I went at it with a great deal of respect, but also a lot of creative excitement. And for me personally, I knew I'd learn a hell of a lot, and I did.
And obviously, this is going to be a cinematic release and on Amazon Prime as well for people to watch around the world. Where do you sit? Do you think there's a happy marriage between streaming and theatrical now? Do you think there's a happy place to be?
It's finding its equilibrium, but audiences are figuring it out as well. And the audience always speaks. I mean, it's been distorted a little bit by COVID for a period of time, and it might continue to be. But certainly still, we're feeling the ripples of all of that and the aftershocks. But I hope they're aftershocks. I hope we don't get another big, giant surprise. But audiences determine kind of where and how they want to see, the stories. To me, I love the big movie experience, sure, but mostly I just want to tell those stories that I care about, the stories that I'm curious about, the stories that offer the kind of creative opportunity for my collaborators and something memorable, hopefully, for audience members.
Finally, the important question: have you had the pleasure of trying a custard cream with a nice British cup of tea?
Yes, I definitely. Colin Farrell imported a lot of the real custard creams to make sure we had, that real John Mallinson custard cream favorite, and we all became addicted. I'm afraid they're spectacular.
They are
Not the best thing for you, perhaps, but spectacular.
Wait till you try bourbon biscuit.
Okay.
That's the next one you should try.
Okay, I'm going for it. Going for it tomorrow.
Pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.